For example, arguments. If you argue with somebody, pay attention to how they argue with you because when I argue with somebody, like a couple, or like if you're a couple with somebody, I keep it respectful. Sometimes I do get a little loud, but it just depends on what happened. Does that happen a lot? No, it rarely happens. But I never disrespect anybody. Like I never call them out of their name. I never rub shit in their face. I don't do this and that. Like our first actual kind of little argument was a real petty one. And what I didn't like, and I should have noticed it then, it was more of a, oh, you did this, I can do it better. Oh, you did, you know what I mean? Like it was kind of that. And I told her I didn't like that. I was like, that's real like immature-ish. That's real like because I was like, oh, my bad for doing that. Like I didn't mean it in that way. But my bad. Thank you for telling me. But she like went off on me saying like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, oh yeah, I can play that game too. You know, kind of like it started becoming a problem. Uh, that was the first time that happened. You know, and then we did argue about some other things like that. That was essentially the bigger picture why we separated was because she would become very disrespectful and say some petty things when we would argue, and I didn't like that. And I told her clearly that I did not like that, you know, and that was a huge thing for me. It was a huge like pushing me away type of thing. Um, and so I kept telling her that I didn't like that, and she kept doing it. Like it ended up like the fourth time that it happened. That's when I ended up ending it. Because every little thing she would just rub in my face, right? Things that I didn't ask of her, you know. And I told her too, you know. Uh, I was like, I didn't tell you to do that for me, you know. There was something that you know she ended up. Well, I don't want to get too personal with her stuff. There was just a situation where she said that she wanted to do something to save some money, and then like she would do this in the meantime. And all I did was I was like, oh yeah, if you think that's the best option, cool, do it. If it's gonna help you, cool, do it. But then later on, it turned into I did this for you. I did this for you. And I was like, I never asked you to do that for me. You did it. Like I was just being like, well, if you think that's the best decision, like if I bring up something and I'm like, hey, like I'm kind of feel like I want to do this, and then whoever I'm with, and they're like, well, if you think that's the best decision, I'm not gonna go later on and be like, I did this for you. This is your fault, you know, like, and it was just things like that